This is Homelink 9.2, Multiplication Facts and Extensions for Grade 3 Everyday Math. Help your child practice multiplication facts and their extensions. Observe as your child creates fact extensions, demonstrating further understanding of multiplication. Solve each problem. Okay, this is multiplication. 8 sevens, that's going to equal 56. 8 times 7 is 56. So 8 70s, well, we know 8 times 7 is 56. And then we have 1 0 left to add on. 8 times 70, 560. How many 8s are there in 56? There are 7 8s in 56. We just worked with that up here. Okay, we could also say 56 divided by 8. So for D, how many 8s are there in 560? Well, we know there are 7 8s in 56. Again, I underline them to keep track of things, show you to underline them. Then we have 1 0 left, so you still just add the 0 on the end. There's 78s in 560. How many 7s are there in 56? Well, we know we can use the turnaround rule here, and there's going to be 8 7s in 56 because there are also 7 8s. That works here. How many 70s in 560? So this one can be a little bit more tricky, but this is how we're going to do it. There are 7. How many 7s in 56? There are 8. Okay, and we would have a 0 to put on here, but the thing is, there's a 0 here and a 0 here. And when we're trying to figure out how many 70s or how many numbers with zeros go into another number with zeros, when we're trying to figure that out, we have to cross them off. When we're actually multiplying like this, we add all the zeros on. Here we cross off one here and one here. If we were to have any left, then we would add the zeros on, but we don't have any left, so we can't add any on. Number 2, 9 sevens, it's going to be 63. 9 times 7 is 63. So that means that 9 70s, 9 times 7 is 63, and we have 1 0 here. 9 times 70 is going to be 630. Okay, how many 9s in 63? Well, there are 7 9s in 63. So how many 9s in 630? There are 7 9s in 63, and then there's 1 0 left. There's not a 0 here for me to cross out. If there were a 0 here for me to cross out, then it's different, but there's not, so I just added on over here. There are 70. How many 7s in 63? Use the turnaround rule, and we see there are 9. So how many 70s in 630? So we just get rid of these zeros to start with, and we see there are 9, because there are 9 70s. There are 9 7s in 63. Alright, number 3. 8 5s, it's going to be 40. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 50s are going to be 8 times 5 is 40 plus a 0. Okay, and 8 times 50 is 400. It's 40 and then a 0. How many 8s in 400? Well, there's 5 8s in 40, and then we still have a 0 left. How many 8s in 4,000? How many 80s in 4,000? So I'm going to just cross off these zeros to start with. And then I have the same question I just answered. How many 8s in 400? There are 50. There's still 50. So there are the same number of 80s in 4,000 as there are 8s in 400. How many 50s in 400? Okay, I'm just going to cross those zeros right off. So now it wants to know how many 5s in 40. There's 8. Remember, if you cross off one on one side, you have to cross off one on the other. I can't just arbitrarily cross them off. Alright, you have to cross them off one on one side and one on the other so it's equal. Alright, next. How many 50s in 4,000? Well, I can cross off a 0 here and a 0 here. Now, the question is, how many 5s in 40? That's going to be 8. And then I have this 1 0 that I couldn't cross off, so it's going to go on the end here. So how many 50s in 4,000? The answer is 80. Alright, number 4. Write a multiplication fact you're trying to learn. Then, use your fact to write some fact extensions like those above. So basically, you just pick any set of multiplication facts, any multiplication fact in there that you're trying to learn. Maybe you're working on your 3's. Alright, maybe you want to do 3 times 7. Okay, and then you could try to figure out, you would learn that equals 21, and then maybe you want to do 30 times 70. Okay, that equals 21 plus 0. Okay, and then you could ask questions similar to what are here. Alright, this is Homelink 9.2, multiplication facts and extensions for grade 3 everyday math.